What's up, everybody? Giancarlo and Sublet here. It is round 3. We have Kid versus Whitebeard. It's a cool matchup, and I think we're going to just go ahead and dive right in.
Let's go ahead and switch on over to that. They're getting ready right now. Okay, so we have Kid. This is a popular deck from set 1.
Yeah.
Going up against Whitebeard. Now, Kid is an interesting choice over Kinemon. Kinemon is, of course, the set 2 green leader. He has a better early game because his cards are discounted. But that late game is just not there as much because the Kid leader has the late game built into the leader. That dual attack, that second swing.
Absolutely. And I think it's really cool. The second swing can pressure Whitebeard so well. Now, we see Whitebeard is kind of known for having just a lot of counter power in hand, but I would say if you catch him slipping, you can really just hit him with the boom, boom, double attack, and then game over. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And, you know, Whitebeard can get out of a single big attack very easily, but 2 big attacks is a lot.
Yep.
Yep. All right, so we're going to see what's going on. They're getting set up right now as we go. So who wants to go first here? I think Kid wants to go second. I think Whitebeard wants to go second. What do you think?
Yeah, both players. I'm a fan of going second in both of these decks. Obviously, we saw, even if he's not playing the boat version, we don't know if it's boat or normal version. The curve for your 4 Dawn cards is just better. Yep. So if you're playing like Strawbeard, right, you play Vanilla Frankie and Vanilla Luffy, it's just better to play those on curve. And if you go second with Whitebeard, you can just Dawn. And we just see a pass.
We see a pass. We see the I have come to stop the war.
Yep, that's a great Dawn, yeah.
Yep.
All right, yep. We're just going to go Bonnie. Yep, all right.
We got another Bonnie as an option
Bonnie,
here.
we can grab Bonnie. Yep.
Bonnie, we grab Bonnie.
Keep this train rolling, you know.
Whitebeard missing a play on turn 1.
That's not what you want to see, you know.
Both versions of Whitebeard have plays on turn 1.
Absolutely, you know, it's not the end of the world, but, I mean, it's not what you want to see either. And are we just going to see the double Bonnie?
There we go. The double Bonnie,
it's going to be hard to clear the second Bonnie without something like a Vista and a Bonnie. Grab the Bonnie.
Right.
There we go.
On Bonnie. So many Bonnies.
That's so funny. All right.
All right.
So, what's Whitebeard going to do? Are we going to see?
Are we going to go 7 on a Bonnie?
Yeah. Okay. There we go. 6 on a Bonnie. She did her job.
And
a Vista.
Beautiful.
Yeah. There we go.
Beautiful cleanup. Exactly what Whitebeard needed to see right there.
Absolutely. Yeah. See, like I said, game's not over yet. I mean.
No. Bonnie doesn't end the game.
Yep.
All right. So.
They know. They know. I know. All right.
All right. So we see Bonnie going again.
No, grabbing.
And choosing not to get the 4th Bonnie.
Wow,
this time.
there you go. Yeah, we say Basil. So Basil is just a super strong card. You know, Whitebeard is not known for playing Jet Pistol, so it can be very difficult to remove that Basil Hawkins.
Absolutely. All right, we got a Nico.
Seeing the cat.
And we're going to clear that Vista. Or are we
going lead?
Lead.
You might just be, you know, you play the Nico for the board presence, right?
It is. It's also a swap target for a law.
Absolutely. Swap target for law. And here we have, no, we're going 6, just using up all his Dawn because why not, right?
Yep, absolutely.
No.
Okay, and then go ahead and move on here. Now, Whitebeard on 6 Dawn. Looking for a vanilla push this turn?
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah, I would think so too. All right, we're going to go ahead and clear the Bonnie. And that's 3 Bonnie down.
And another Vista.
And
okay.
Vista. All right.
We're not mad at honestly, as Whitebeard, we're not mad at double Vista. It's pretty good.
As Kid, we're not mad either because this is taking turn time.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
He's
Whitebeard
really
is ticking himself down. We're going to get to a point.
Yep.
That dual attack on that leader matters.
Exactly. And he's not establishing any threats, and so Kid can just kind of like get rid of them at his own leisure, you know?
Absolutely. And when Whitebeard finally does establish a threat, Kid can just ignore it.
Exactly, you know. And, I mean, now would be a fine – are we going to see now is the time to establish that Basil Hawkins? He's got 5 Dawn up, and, there we go.
So we see a 7, and Whitebeard choosing to take it.
Yeah.
Wanting to go ahead and get to 1. Knowing the Basil Hawkins is there, and so the Marco blocker, not necessarily the best card.
Exactly, yeah. Basil really good at swinging through blockers.
Absolutely is.
All right. And, you know, even, you know, Kid still at 5 life. He spent the whole game clearing Bonnie, so we got plenty of time.
This is unfortunately a very dead Basil Hawkins. He is about to get jet pistoled to oblivion. I do see Moby Dick in the hand, so this is in
hybrid.
Fact, okay.
It's a hybrid between straws, maybe. I mean, we haven't seen any straw cards other than the extra cards.
We just see the jet pistol. No, you don't often see
Yeah.
shield triggers in Whitebeard because most of the time you're adding those triggers to your own hand.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know, I just said
pistol.
I haven't seen you don't see a lot of Whitebeard play jet pistol. I think but it's a good tech.
It is.
A
It
big
just took out a Basil Hawkins, which
absolutely
is huge.
yeah.
And there's Moby Dick.
There's Moby. Okay.
All right,
I think
so starting now, that Vista's real.
exactly. Yep.
But we're down to 1 life.
Yep.
The kid could very easily just decide, this is the turn I stop playing cards.
Yep. Oh, going just straight down to 0.
And
Wow.
just taking it.
Oh,
and,
an 8-drop kid?
and
All
there's the
right.
kid. Now, 8-drop kid, pretty easy to swing on if you're Whitebeard with Moby Dick active.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, it's just a big body to attack the following turn. If we don't like you said, if we don't establish some type of blockers here, it's going to get very dangerous because we have this 8-drop kid that can attack, and we also have the double kid leader swing. So we're going to and Whitebeard has quite
Another jet pistol.
Are we going to see an Otama here? Whitebeard has quite a few cards in hand.
Squidward, maybe.
Yeah. It's going to be very difficult to get to start eating away at this Whitebeard hand.
It is.
And, Kid Leader's pretty good at it if you get those
True,
attacks
but
in.
it's going to take some time. It's going to take at least a full double attack turn cycle to eat that hand.
I think so, yeah. Okay,
right,
so
got
it's
a
a
6K.
5 and a 6.
It's a 6 Vista.
All right, we're just going to take it.
And we're going to go 6 at the leader again. We're just going to take that as well. You know what? Pretty happy to see that
Oh,
from
and it was
the
Squad Jet Pistol.
Yep.
So Squad Effect, even if you don't have a life, you can still use its ability to neg something, and then we're going to Jet Pit. Oh, man, double. That's so crazy.
Rough for the kid player, but there's no blocker.
Yeah, we were just talking about, how, Whitebeard, it doesn't really play Jet Pistol. These Jet Pistols are very powerful so far. Yeah.
Right now the kid player could do a double swing here, but it's probably not going to work. And then there is lethal being threatened.
You got to be worried about dying on the crackback here.
Absolutely.
And Whitebeard having 2 Dawn up means he has access to 2 Radical Beams or guard points, some combination of those 2 cards, and it's just it can get real scary real quick.
Absolutely. On top of any 2Ks that are living in that hand.
Yep.
Right
And
now,
and again, Whitebeard, if anything, it's got that defense.
Yeah. Now we do see double jet pistol and Squad or Squidward, like I like to call them.
Yeah.
Those are some heavy cards that have been burned out of the hand. I'd be inclined to think that hand is full of counter power right now.
I would say so. Yeah. And there we go, grabbing an Ezo.
Champion Ezo.
Championship Ezo, yep, winner. So we can either, choose to rest the squad and go after it. We also have a Nekomamushi in hand, or we can just go face here.
Yep.
So this is 8 into face. So
it's a pretty clean attack here.
Because it gets the problem is guard point, right? So guard point immediately goes to 9, Radical Beam goes to 10, but 8 is also 2K plus additional cards. So there we go,
right.
bouncing, and we're gonna play a blocker. There we go.
Yep.
Now we've seen 2 Vistas already, so.
2 Vistas, 2 jet pistols.
Yeah.
2 Vistas, 2 Pistas.
Yep. And so, double blocker here. It's going to be pretty difficult to hit lethal, but we also, you probably want that law to survive so you can attack with it,
Yeah. Looking at that hand, I see another Moby Dick in it. That's unfortunate. That's just that's a brick.
Not something you want.
Yep.
You want to see the first one and then no other copies. He also has that promo ace card that
I see that.
It has a double attack, but it doesn't have any counter power. It's a little slow.
It doesn't really do much in this game stage.
Yeah.
Either.
Are we also?
Except it's big.
It is big.
It's quite big.
Are we gonna see? He's got tons of options. We can't really see his hand, but he's got a ton of options. So.
But I didn't really see any blockers. I couldn't see every card in his hand, but I did not see any Marcos anywhere.
Yeah. It looks like he's, quite a. We call them, maybe we call them face cards. Basically, cards with no counter value. All right, we're swinging 5 here. Does kid take the bait? Yep.
Could just get a free block with the law, but that law can attack next turn. Too.
Yep. And here we go. Block, and then counter.
Okay.
And 8.
Probably just Beige. Probably gonna catch a Beige on that one.
This is a good use. No, just deciding to take it. Okay.
All right. That makes your clock a little shorter.
It does.
And you are playing against red, but it is true. 2 Vistas down. He probably would have played a Vista.
I think so.
If he had a Vista.
Yeah.
So that Beige probably pretty safe.
Probably.
We'll see though. We will see. Opponent separates 4 Dawn. I immediately get a little shaky.
Yeah. Are you gonna see him?
Please don't jet pistol me again, sir.
Right. He has Jozu. I mean, God, he has tons of options in hand.
So many options in hand. So much defense, too.
Yep.
I see a guard point, and I think I see a Radical Beam.
Yeah.
This is interesting. He's got the choice to be aggressive or defensive here.
Absolutely. Because Jozu is a 2K counter, but it's also a rusher. So if we choose to invest the Dawn into the board, then we can get another rush attack to maybe try to clear this Beige.
Well, it's a 6K already because of Moby Dick. So.
And there we go. We got Mass Deuce.
That's an interesting one. I don't see too many masked deuces.
Yep, it is a 2K. It's not a Whitebeard pirate, so it doesn't. And there's the Marco.
There's
okay.
the Marco. Okay, so there's his blocker.
It won't get buffed, but if you attach the Don to it, it KOs a 1 or less. So
Beige.
KOs Beige, yeah. So you get a little punished for not blocking with the Beige, unless you choose to invest the resources into removing the Mass Deuce.
Yep. All right, now we're thinking, what else does Whitebeard want to do with this Don? He definitely wants to leave about 2 of it up.
Absolutely, yeah.
But it looks like he's sitting on the 4/6 vanilla.
Yeah.
Really considering if he should play it or not.
Just pass. It's tough. I know you have a blocker, but it's really tough to tap out here.
It is. It's absolutely tough to tap out here.
Yeah.
And that Mass Deuce is going to put in work on that Beige. That Beige, holding the Beige and taking the damage there, Whitebeard could not be happier with that result.
Yeah, this is the punish play. I still believe he has an Ezo. He still has a Nekomamushi in hand. He can devote the resources to clearing the Mass Deuce.
But now he has to.
Exactly. He also has a Basil Hawkins, so we could see some combination of play Nekomamushi, play Basil Hawkins, try to maybe inch at the board a little bit and set up for a kill the following turn. But again, am I scared? Can I survive? You always have to consider what's coming next,
Absolutely.
With Strawbeard, we know, something like a Ace 7 drop is just a huge rusher. So it's scary.
That's a huge rusher. Your opponent's playing for Jozu.
Yep, exactly.
And that's just another rusher.
Yep.
With Moby Dick active, it's pretty strong.
Yep. And here we go. We're going to go after the Mass Deuce. And are we going to see, maybe the Marco block? Or are we just going to protect it?
Maybe we just let it go.
Yeah.
This did a lot of work for us now.
Yeah.
The Mass Deuce just blocked an attack that could have actually attempted to go lethal.
Exactly.
By playing that Mass Deuce, we played 2 blockers last turn instead of 1.
Yep. And it looks like he just got rid of it.
Yep. And it burned a couple Don out of the hand. It burned counter power out of the hand by playing the Nekomamushi.
Yeah.
It could have baited Ezo.
Exactly. It's a tempo trade, right?
It is.
You're trading the 2K and the Don out of your hand to get a card and the Don out of your opponent's cost area. So it's a tempo trade. When you're up on resources right now, Whitebeard has a little bit of a better board presence. And there we go, killer coming down, getting rid of the squad. The board presence it's starting to shift. And are we just going to see the Basil here?
We are just going to see the Basil come down.
No threat of Punk Gibson, which is just an amazing card against Marco.
Absolutely.
No threat of that, and we are just going to see Whitebeard. I think is now in this position of
how do I get through these blockers?
I need to end it, or I'm in trouble here.
Yep. 2 attacks need to go through. We have 3 attackers shown on the board. There could be more in the hand, and 2 blockers on the board. So we need an additional source or removal on one of these blockers. And that's going to make it harder to be large enough to actually guarantee that damage.
Exactly, yep.
So we see some math going on. We also know this Marco, not really a blocker. The Ezo, we've seen the Ezo.
Yeah.
So if we leave the Marco up, what we're saying is please have 3 less Don when you try to kill me next turn.
Yep. Again, it's like you said, it's a tempo trade.
It is. It's a tempo trade.
Yep.
Because that would be 6 Don removed, so the kid is only swinging for 9.
Yep.
On a 6,
it's much smaller.
That's much smaller, much more favorable because your radical beams guarantee you survive that double attack.
Not as threatening at all.
Yep, absolutely.
12K is just a really good number to swing on the Whitebeard leader, but like you said, 9.
9 is not.
It's not nothing, but it ain't cutting it.
Is nothing,
it's not cutting it in the late game, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when the Whitebeard player has that many cards in his hand.
But again, we see, we also have this Basil Hawkins here. Basil is going to be really good at attacking the leader because it just completely bypasses the Marco.
Absolutely. Monumental at it.
Yeah.
Or, if we need to, it is monumental at clearing that board, too.
Yep, absolutely.
And maintaining that pressure. I think Kid is going to be looking to hold that last life.
Yeah, I think so.
He's going to be looking to hold on to that as hard as he can because it can buy him a whole nother turn if he does.
And we're seeing how instrumental the jet pistols were in the early game. If he didn't have those, the Basil would have been clearing the card. It would have been clearing the squad. It would have just been clearing very easily. And the 8-drop Kid would have done so much work at protecting the leader here.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna go 9.
Yep, we go 9 into the leader, and we're just gonna go ahead and let the Beige go. Easy. We're not letting that happen again. We've seen the Mass Deuce.
Yep.
We're not doing that again.
Easy Beige swing.
Yep.
And we're going 7 here.
7.
We could see a block protect. We could see a double protect. Just dump 2 cards out of our hand to keep our blocker alive.
Dump 2 out to the hand to keep it alive.
Getting rid of that Yamato.
I like that.
I'm not mad at that at all. Yeah.
The Yamato does nothing here. It's not for this matchup.
Nope.
It's for Zoro.
Absolutely.
Yep. Now, that's a lot of Don invested already.
Yeah.
There's 3 Don gone. Ace is 7, so it's not getting much bigger.
Yeah.
And then you've also got Jozu, but now we can only play one Jozu.
Yeah, Jozu, it costs 4, but then you have to attach a Don to give it rush. So it technically costs 5 here.
And we have to get 2 attacks through.
Yep.
And we're just not showing enough attacks.
Passing with just a bunch of Don up. I mean.
Have to keep that in hand for defense.
You have
Clearly
to,
a very well-seasoned player.
Yep.
Understands.
Yep.
I'm not in a great position right now.
Yep.
This Basil has survived.
Yep.
This is not great.
Yep. Killer just going straight into Vista, just the tit-for-tat trade there.
No effort needed.
Yep.
Just.
You like to see that.
Yeah, we're cleaning that one up.
Again, Basil very good at attacking through this Marco. We do have an Ezo to rest the Marco. Basil could technically double attack the Marco because it revives itself in rest, but that's just
if he does. But he'll discard the.
Yeah.
Is he able to discard Moby Dick for that?
Correct. Yeah, that's a Whitebeard card.
That's pretty good then. We know what he will be discarding for it.
All right, looks like is that 6 on Basil, so that's going to be
12.
12 at life.
We've already talked about how that's a very good
number. Yeah.
That's going to take a Radical Beam and a guard point.
Yep.
Which
again, it's not nothing. It's 2 big cards out of your opponent's hand.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to
see the
9,
guard point. 9,
10, 11,
12, 13.
Great.
Otama in the deck as well.
Great. Those are great cards you want to see out of your opponent's hand there.
Yep. This is a very interesting Whitebeard build.
I agree. Yeah.
Seems a lot more slower, more controlling, but still has the gas when it needs.
Yeah. We can turn another beige.
A beige
and a Sachi.
Oh my goodness.
Or is that a penguin? I think it's Sachi, right?
It's a blocker that's going to die when something turns sideways.
It's a blocker.
That's what it is. It does have a name.
It does, yeah. But what's more important is that it has keyword skill blocker.
I think it's Sachi, but I think cannot tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does, yes. Keyword skill blocker. That's it. That's all that matters for that.
That is a 3-cost blocker, and I guess you just want more insurance, right?
Yep. And that Basil looks like a blocker too right now.
Yep.
Because if you can't close this game out, you'd really like it if that Basil would go down.
You're gonna want to get through that Basil.
Yep.
Again, you're threatening lethal, but you're not really. You have 2 attacks in the face of 3 blockers.
Yeah.
So you're not really threatening anything.
Only 3 cards in Kid's hand though.
Yeah.
If you can get through, you're getting through.
Yep.
All right, looks like we have another guard point. Yeah. What is that? The ace?
That's the promo ace. As we get through this
that's not promo ace. That's regular ace.
Oh, that's regular ace. Alt-art. Yep, my bad. All right, so we're gonna neg 2 things 3, and then of course it has rush.
Yep.
Negging the Basil.
Point to the Basil. The Basil for sure.
And
the law.
And the big blocker.
Those are the
correct choices.
Yep.
So do we have another Vista here? We can't really play it because then we can't access that guard point, and we're just gonna see 9 into 3.
We're gonna go ahead and block.
And we're gonna block. And again, 8 into 3 here. Are we just going to block with Sachi?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
And there he goes.
There you go.
All
and
right.
again, does
Marco 4 Don to
Marco
keep that Basil alive? Well worth it.
Does Marco just go ahead and attack this because it's not really?
It's not doing anything else.
Yeah, I mean.
No, I don't think you
do.
Yep, I agree. He's been playing passive the whole time. He's going to continue to play passive.
Oh. There we go.
All right, the hand is getting smaller and smaller.
Quite
as we
a few, but.
Now there is an ace on the board.
Yep.
That is intimidating. You could swing on the ace with Basil.
Yeah, that gives your opponent the opportunity to block, but that also gives you the ability to clear the entire board, essentially.
Yep.
Of course, Marco can revive itself, but we're going to go 8 here.
Looks like it might just be 8 at the face.
Yeah, I think so. And, the kid player might be recognizing, I'm running low here.
Yeah.
Sun's getting real low here.
Yeah. I am out of Sachis. It is time to turn sideways.
Time to flip that aggro switch, and we're just going to hit as big as we can.
Yep. And now we're going to start to see the advantage the kid has over Kinemon.
Yep.
This game has gone long.
Yep.
Now that leader is a constant threat that the Whitebeard player has to account for.
Exactly.
But we also see the power of Moby Dick, where every card Whitebeard plays is a constant threat that has to be accounted for. The fact that the Jozus are just 6Ks, rushers, is better than Zoro almost.
Yep. Oh, man.
Okay. So, strongly considering it was on ace.
It was on ace.
And then we're attacking again.
And then it's attack again, yep. So here we could just, so we're going 8 into 6. So again, guard point does get out of this.
It does, and it probably will.
Yep.
Yep.
There we go.
There we go. It's the easiest guard point in the world.
And if you look, the kid player, he's got his 3 Dons separated already. Are we going to see that's
I love it when you see that.
Don,
the kid player always just, I'm going to put these 3 over here to the side. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I think our opponent The Whitebeard player demonstrated that he didn't have a Radical Beam because he used the guard point to get out of the attack last turn. So swinging for 10 is pretty strong here.
Not necessarily, because the math might have just worked out better.
Yeah.
He might not have had a 1K to get rid of.
Right, yeah, okay.
All right, so we're going to see
the
the
Marco
discard
block.
Moby Dick.
Yep. Bring it back.
Marco's back. No.
Yep. All right, 5 in hand it looks like, or 4.
4. Oh, we're going for it.
We got to
right?
go in, yeah. Even if he has the Radical Beam.
All right, that tells us the Kid player has all counter power in his hand.
There we
and
go.
There
and
it
Kid
is.
taking it. Did not have the counter ability to get out of 10.
Did not. Double Ezo.
There's the promo ace and Squard. There we go.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. All right.
And a Moby Dick off the top. That is
nice.
That is definitely.
All right.
That was a great game.
That was
a really great showing of both decks.
Yeah. Really got to commend both players. It was very smooth, and they both played very well. We saw, it's so funny. I don't see a lot of Jet Pistol and Whitebeard, but without those Jet Pistols, I don't think that game would have gone as long.
I agree.
Being pressured in the early game by 8-Drop Kid and by Basil, it would have the resources would have been shredded out of that guy's hands.
Absolutely. So. We saw the power of Basil. The second Basil, when it was on the board, it was running the board.
Exactly, yeah.
And so if that early Basil had existed, just imagine what it could have done.
Exactly, yeah. So
and you see the Kid player waiting. Let Whitebeard take himself down. Yep. I'll get him when he's there.
Yep.
And you see Whitebeard just trying to keep that board down. I've got these Jet Pistols. I've got these Squards. I've got these Vistas. I need him to run out of resources before I do. I have more resources than he does.
Yep.
So I'll just exchange one of my resources for one of his because I have those extra resources, because I went second, because I got the draw, because I have the extra life. I should have more resources at the end of the game.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it just didn't work out that way.
The Kid, and again, benefit of Kid leader over Kinemon leader. I have the resource equalizer, which is boom, boom, 2 big swings.
12-12.
The resource equalizer is that Kid. Everyone, thank you for watching. I'm really pumped. That was an excellent game.
That was a great game. Absolutely.
Round 3. We will be back with round 4.
Very shortly, but until then, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and all those other YouTube things.
Yep, excellent.
See ya.
See ya.